Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the Academy graduation ceremony. My name is Chuck Bain, and I have the honor of serving as the director of the Wyoming Law Enforcement Academy and will serve as your MC for today's ceremony. Now, in addition to everybody here on site, we are streaming the ceremony, and so we welcome families, friends, colleagues, and administrators who are viewing us from afar today. This morning, we celebrate the graduation of Peace Officer Basic Class 24C 167. The number 24 obviously is the year. C indicates that it's the third Peace Officer Basic of 2024, and 167 denotes that this is the 167th graduating Peace Officer Basic class from our academy. Our ceremony is steeped in history and tradition. Veteran officers who began their careers in Wyoming and who have graduated from our academy have shared the same sense of accomplishment and perhaps even some relief that's felt by today's graduates. Peace Officer Basic Training graduation marks a time of transition for these officers as they begin their law enforcement careers. This transition takes them from being individual contributors to public servants who must now focus on others and not themselves. This transition is not easy, and not everyone is successful. These students have every right to be proud of their hard work and accomplishments during these last 12 weeks. Today, when we award their certificate for the first time here at the Academy, they will be addressed as officer or deputy, yet as another sign of this transition taking place. But this ceremony is not just about the graduates. It is also an expression of thanks to their families and administrators who have supported them during their absence. We welcome audience participation in today's ceremonies with yells and cheers as we celebrate the success of these students. It is more than appropriate to share in the overwhelming pride, honor, and joy that will be felt within this room today. Also remember, today is likely the only time in these officers' careers where they will encounter such a large gathering of people that are actually happy to see them. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand and welcome Peace Officer Basic Class 24C 167. Class, please come forward. Audience, please remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance and our invocation. Travis Wright from the Cheyenne Police Department will lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We are pleased to have Tim Ricker, a member and past president of the Wyoming Law Enforcement Chaplains Association, with us to deliver today's invocation. Chaplain.
Please bow in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we come together this morning to honor these graduates at the Wyoming Law Enforcement Academy in the class of peace officers, and to wish them success and fulfillment in their lives and careers. As we do this, I pray for them and ask that you protect them and bless them. I pray for their families and loved ones who have supported them during these days here at the Academy. I pray that you keep them safe each day and help them to be there to encourage these officers. Bless them abundantly for their willingness to allow these officers to pursue this occupation. Thank you also for this place of instruction and for those who labor and for those who teach and train others here. I pray that you bless them for their commitment to law enforcement on our behalf. I pray also for our United States of America, that our leaders would seek your guidance and will for this nation. Please bless and protect all those who serve in our military at home and abroad, and for all of our law enforcement individuals throughout this land. Pray all this in the precious name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. At this time, please allow me a moment to introduce some of the people that are up here in front. Direct to my right. The first gentleman, I'll hold off here in just a minute. You've met Pastor Ricker. The next person I wish to introduce is Chris Walsh, the Executive Director of the Wyoming Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission. I would be remiss at this point if I did not take this opportunity to recognize a distinguished career in law enforcement. Director Walsh will retire from his position as director January 3rd, 2025. He has served in that position since 2019. Before that, he was an investigator with the Parimutuel Commission for Wyoming and served at the Casper Police Department for 24 years, where he retired as the Chief of Police. Chris, on behalf of the Law Enforcement Academy, I want to express our deep gratitude to you for your selfless service and your unwavering commitment to the high professional and ethical standards for Wyoming law enforcement. You will be dearly missed, and we appreciate everything that you have done for us. Next to him is Jesse Curtis, Deputy Director at the Academy, and finishing out the line is Warren Steele, our training manager. No organization can or would be successful without the support from behind the scenes, and our Academy is no exception to that rule. These staff members are what make this basic training possible and highly effective. As I speak, 3 of our most vital service sections remain at work elsewhere in our facility, and it is their collective efforts that contribute to and ensure the quality of today's ceremony. These sections include our food service, custodial, and our maintenance staff. Even though they're not here with us in the room, would you please offer them a round of applause for their hard work? Our office section is known for its dedication and efficiency, and without them, we could not accomplish our mission. I would like to ask the members of the office team that are with us here today to please stand and be recognized. The last section here, part of today's ceremony, is our instructional staff. Whatever you may have heard about this group, their pride, their enthusiasm for their job, and their dedication to the students they train is second to none. They not only instruct a wide variety of subjects, they also serve as team leaders, coaches, coordinators, and some are even out in the hallway serving as security for today's event. Instructional staff present today, please stand and be recognized. At this point in the ceremony, I would like to ask the county sheriffs, the chiefs of police, and agency administrators who are attending the ceremony today to please stand and be recognized. It is not an easy feat for administrators to clear busy schedules to personally attend their officer or deputy's graduation. Thank you for being here today. Finally, we'd like to give recognition to the department's command staff, middle managers, frontline supervisors, and law enforcement coworkers in our audience today. Anyone representing a law enforcement agency, please stand. Let me just take a moment and tell you about the training course that these graduates have just completed. The Peace Officer Basic Course is 605 hours, which puts us 26th in the nation in terms of curriculum hours. The course is centered on 5 major competencies: criminal law, interpersonal communication, professional skills, enforcement skills, and investigative skills. Within these competencies are 19 performance standards that include conflict management, critical thinking, problem solving, professional responsibility, ethics, controlling people and circumstances, vehicle operation, evidence gathering, just to name a few. There are 152 individual topics within this course and a total of 814 training objectives. These students spent 52% of their curriculum time in practical application of these objectives and an additional 55 hours integrating that knowledge and skills in evaluated scenarios. Along with their time on campus and in these practicals, these students are required to learn independently, read case law, study written material, and determine and seek out resources to complete various assignments. As I tell each class on their first day, this is a challenging job, so expect the training to be challenging. If this job was easy, everybody would be doing it. Please join me in recognizing this class for accomplishing these course requirements. It is now my honor to introduce to you our keynote speaker for today's ceremony. He has spent over 22 years in law enforcement service. Before his current role, he served in Southern California with the Montclair and Anaheim police departments, rising through the ranks to captain to oversee the Operations Support Division and directing community policing and traffic operations. He has also served as a homicide detective, gang investigator, and school safety investigator, as well as serving leadership positions in internal affairs and professional standards. Prior to his law enforcement service, he served as a U.S. Army National Guard medic, which included deployment to Kosovo. He holds a bachelor's degree in organizational leadership and a Master of Science in criminal justice. He is committed to community involvement, serving on numerous boards and commissions, collaborates with faith-based and nonprofit organization, and coaches youth sports. It is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Laramie Police Chief Brian Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, proud family members, and most importantly, my soon-to-be sworn-in peers. Today we celebrate a momentous occasion, the graduation of the latest class from the Wyoming Law Enforcement Academy. This ceremony marks the culmination of months of rigorous training, dedication, and an unwavering commitment to the principles of justice and public service. It is a day filled with pride, honor, and a profound sense of accomplishment. You have embarked on this journey that few dare to undertake. You've chosen a path of service, a path that consistently demands courage, integrity, and an unyielding resolve to protect and serve your communities. Your selfless decision to stand as guardians over our society is a testament to your true character and your dedication to making a difference in the Wyoming communities. Throughout your training, you have been tested physically, mentally, and emotionally. You have learned the essential skills needed to enforce the law, to protect the innocent, and to maintain order in our society. But more importantly, you have learned the values that define a true law enforcement professional: honor, respect, empathy, and an unwavering commitment to justice. The training you've received here at the Wyoming Law Enforcement Academy will be the foundation that your career is built on. Your instructors have imparted their knowledge, experience, and wisdom, preparing you for the challenges that lie ahead. They have pushed you to your limits, knowing that in doing so, they are forging the leaders of tomorrow. To the directors, academy staff, instructors, I also offer my gratitude and gratefulness for your commitment to our profession. Often my peers and I fail to recognize your sacrifice, and believe it or not, at times we even tend to criticize everything you do, often unjustly. But it is not lost on us that we cannot do what we do without each one of you. Thank you for your tireless dedication and for molding the future of our profession. As you step out of this academy and into the communities you will serve, remember the lessons you've learned here. Remember the camaraderie, you've built with one another, for they are your brothers and sisters, and they will be your brothers and sisters in arms, facing the realities of the world outside of these walls. I challenge you to learn, continue to learn, lean on one another, and support each other, and never forget of the badge that you're wearing and what it represents. The world you are entering is not without its challenges. Law enforcement is a profession that demands sacrifice, resiliency, and a steadfast commitment to justice, even in the face of adversity. There will be moments of triumph and moments of true devastation. Throughout your careers, your communities, and ultimately the nation will ask you not only to be peace officers, but rather doctors, lawyers, teachers, preachers, mental health professionals, and parents, to name a few. They will need you to be heroes, scapegoats, and at times, they'll deem you a villain. But through it all, hold fast to the principles that you hold true, the ones that brought you here. Your integrity, your honor, and your dedication to the rule of law that will guide you through the toughest of times. Ronald Reagan once said, "There can be no greater good than the quest for peace, and no finer purpose than the preservation of freedom." Your role as a law enforcement officer is crucial and critical in maintaining the peace and preserving the freedoms that we hold dear. To the families and loved ones in attendance today, we owe you the greatest debt of gratitude. Your unwavering support, your sacrifices, and your belief in these officers and deputies have been instrumental in their success. Today, as you watch over them and guide them forward as they take this significant step, know that your love and encouragement has made this possible. Graduates, as you don your badges and take your oaths, you are not just entering a career, but embracing a calling. You are becoming the guardians of our communities, protectors of the innocent, and defenders of justice. Carry this responsibility with pride, humility, and an unwavering commitment to the highest standards of conduct. You're in for a hell of a ride. Congratulations. Stay safe out there.
Thank you, Chief, for accepting our invitation to be our keynote speaker and for your remarks today. As usual, that there are individuals within a class who go above and beyond, and now we want to give recognition to those officers who have achieved distinction in this basic course. Instructor Robert Lang, would you please come forward to present the Physical Fitness Award?
Thank you, Director. During basic training, the students participate in over 40 hours of physical fitness training. This includes aerobic, anaerobic, core and strength training, nutrition, and the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. The students are tested physically from the moment they arrive, day one, starting at 0700, until their final PT assessment, which was just last week. Each assessment includes their maximum number of push-ups and sit-ups in 1 minute, as well as their time for a 1.5-mile run. The top PT award goes to the student who has the highest cumulative percentile score during the final PT assessment based on age and gender. The Physical Fitness Award winner completed the following: 57 sit-ups in 60 seconds, 50 push-ups in 60 seconds, and a 1.5-mile run in 13 minutes and 40 seconds. The Physical Fitness Award for Peace Officer Basic 24C 167 goes to Officer Cheyenne Padilla from the Casper Police Department. Mr. Rippey, would you please come forward to give recognition to those who excelled in firearms?
Thank you, Mr. Lang. To prepare for final proficiency scores, Peace Officer Basic students shoot approximately 1,500 handgun rounds at distances of 3 to 50 yards. as well as 600 rifle rounds out to 100 yards. In order for a student to achieve certification, they must shoot a minimum proficiency score of 80% with their handgun and their patrol rifle. The WLEA Top Gun Award is given in recognition of an individual's outstanding performance and dedication to firearms excellence. The top shooter in this class shot 100% with their handgun and 100% with their rifle. The WLEA Top Gun Award for Peace Officer Basic 24C 167 goes to Officer Travis Wright from the Cheyenne Police Department. Mr. Millick, would you please come forward to give recognition to those who excelled in academics?
Thank you, Mr. Rippey. The students are tested continuously as they progress their basic training. They must meet established minimum requirements in order to receive their certificate of successful completion. Specifically, they must pass 10 examinations totaling 1,897 points. The top academic award goes to that student who achieved the highest academic cumulative average throughout Peace Officer Basic. The top academic student in this class had an average of 98.26% over the course of basic training. Out of 1,897 total points, this officer earned 1,864. The academic award for Peace Officer Basic 24C 167 goes to Officer Austin Knapp from the Buffalo Police Department. Each class elects a spokesperson to represent their class at graduation to share their collective thoughts and experiences from the training. Classes may also choose to complete a class project. At this time, I'd like to invite up Project Coordinator Nathan Maston from the Sublette County Sheriff's Office and class speaker Stephen Piker from the Sheridan Police Department.
All right, thank you everyone for showing up today. I'll keep this short. As many of us know, physical fitness is a foundational attribute for a capable and functional law enforcement officer. That being said, our class decided to purchase and donate a 70-pound kettlebell to the Wyoming Law Enforcement Academy gym.
I hope I don't deviate from tradition too much here. So today we recognize not only the hard work, dedication, and lessons learned, but also the profound calling that brings each of you here, a calling to serve, to protect the innocent, and to push back the darkness, and to navigate a world that is anything but simple. So imagine for a moment, if you will, a world without the pain and brokenness we know so well. A world where evil is non-existent and peace is the norm. A world without domestic violence, addiction, neglect, road rage, or selfishness that fractures families and leads to divorce. In this world, traffic violations, uncontrolled tempers, and crimes that gnaw at the bones of society are unimaginable. It's difficult even to picture such a place. The implications would ripple through every part of life. In this reality, lawyers and judges would more than likely be obsolete, the military unnecessary, therapists without clients, and pastors would find their vocations transformed, if not altogether obsolete. And us peace officers, we would have no place. But we do not live in that world, obviously. We live in a world where peacemakers cannot always be peaceful to enforce peace. It is a world where light and dark coexist, where shades of gray permeate our understanding of right and wrong. Now, as children, we see the world in simple terms: black and white, good versus evil. But as we grow, we come to realize the complexity and the nuance of human behavior. We see acts of kindness from those who seem lost, who seem broken, and poor choices from those who seem good. We come to understand that humans are layered beings capable of great good and deep, deep flaws. We look into ourselves and can also see deep flaws. We often have the gross introspections of seeing things in us that we would be mortified to expose to others. When we were children, we saw life in stark contrasts, a world of heroes and villains. But as we grow, our experiences broadened. We come to see that reality is much more complex. Today, as I hope that we all do, we need to push back on them, molding them into something that we can attempt to understand. So what does this all mean for a police officer, a peace officer? It means our role is to be more than enforcers of the law. We must be guardians of justice and, more importantly, hope. And I understand that I speak from a place of naivete. But we must see people for who they are, multifaceted, often caught between light and shadow. To bring out the best in others and help guide them toward better choices requires not just strength, but empathy. It may seem naive, but I believe in the potential of every encounter to be transformative, and I would advocate that this is a fuel for our fire. Whether it's enforcing laws with firm resolve or offering a kind word that makes someone feel seen, this work is about giving back and fostering change, even if that change has potential violent or a disruptive start. We should hate crime. We should hate the darkness that manifests in human behavior. We should pursue it so it can be destroyed, but there is also great power in mercy and second chances. And I would argue that you cannot have mercy or second chances without the darkness. Positive change begins where the darkness ends. I have been shown kindness in my life, as so many of us have. From how we were raised to the opportunities that we've been blessed with, we should steward that fortune that we've been given. Sometimes in our profession, serving will mean making an arrest or standing between a victim and an abuser. Other times, it will be as simple as a smile or an ear for one who just needs someone to listen. The heart of a police officer should be that of a servant, should be that of a shepherd. Yes, it's a job that isn't always glamorous. Some days will be routine, satisfying, boring, rewarding. Others will challenge your courage to the deepest, darkest places of your mind. But this is, class, it is a calling worthy of a life. It is noble. The desire to serve, to protect, to create a safer community is, in fact, a noble and vital role on this earth. But not everyone is capable of this, and that's what makes us different, those who stand here today. We all share childhood dreams of grand adventures and heroism, but in choosing this path, you answer a call that is as difficult as it is life-giving. So over the past 3 months, I have frequently heard statements like, "I can't do that, I'm just a cop," or "You can't expect me to figure that out, I'm just a cop." Other variations include, "There's a reason I didn't go to college, that's why I became a cop," and "I'm just a cop, you can't expect me to know that." While these comments are often made in a playful or humorous context, I want to challenge the validity of such remarks. We witness horrific crime scenes and are expected to advocate for victims while processing and investigating to the highest standards of which we are capable. But we are just cops. We make life-altering decisions in an instant that could have profound legal and psychological consequences for ourselves and for our families, as well as for the victims and the suspects. But we are just cops. We are the first to respond to severe and often grisly car accidents of heartbreaking situations involving children, where we must maintain professionalism and empathy without succumbing to emotional breakdowns, but we are just cops. We conduct traffic stops and welfare checks that can turn into a life-threatening gunfight in a split second, but we're just cops. We are required to know case law, state statutes, department policies, legal procedures, and have all the right answers when the community calls, but we are just cops. We will see things on a regular basis that the average person is just not meant to see, but we are just cops. We need to maintain physical fitness for our safety and health while working 12-hour night shifts, all while striving to be good parents and spouses, but we are just cops. We are just cops, in the way that Major Richard Winters was just a soldier. We are just cops in the way that Charles Lindbergh was just a pilot. We are just cops in the way that Elvis Presley was just a singer. We are just cops in the way that John Wayne was just an actor. We are just cops in the way that the Apostle Peter was just a fisherman. Beethoven was just a piano player. Jimi Hendrix was just a guitar player. Charles Spurgeon was just a preacher, and Lou Gehrig was just a ball player. Let's not sell ourselves short. We are just cops, and we should act and live up to the highest standards as defenders of our communities and keepers of the peace. So with that in mind, let's be just cops. In 1947, the poet Dylan Thomas wrote these words that transformed me. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. So class, do not go gentle into that good night. Stand firm, burn brightly, and commit to your calling. There is a difference between a peacekeeper and a peacemaker. A peacekeeper will do anything to keep the so-called peace, but a peacemaker has to make tough decisions and has to have a backbone and cannot cower to what everyone wants them to do. We are peacemakers in a world that is smothered in darkness. So serve with courage, serve with empathy, and the unwavering belief that even in a world of shadows, your light can make all the difference. Rage against the dying of the light. Rage against complacency, rage against fear, and serve with resilience. Our role is crucial. Your light does matter. So let's congratulate ourselves on the beginning of our journey. And may we always find strength in our mission. May our work honor the values we hold dear. Thank you.
Thank you, class, for your project and your donation, and thank you, Officer Parker, for your words today. And I got to hand it to you, all those people that you mentioned, I know. And now to our final award. In every class, there are those students who are willing to distinguish themselves by their exemplary work and efforts. They strive to become the best of the best within this class and their chosen profession. As a form of recognition for the one student who continuously performed to the best of their abilities, the Academy has established the Honor Graduate Award. Mr. Steele, Mr. Lawrence, would you please come forward to give recognition for those students who have been nominated for this award?
Thank you, Director Bain. The Honor Graduate Award is the highest honor the Academy presents to a student graduating from the Wyoming Law Enforcement Basic course. In order to be eligible to receive this award, a student must be nominated by a member of the instructional staff. It is not a popularity contest. It is an honor just to be nominated. Once the officer is nominated, a very comprehensive and objective point system is used to assess the nominee's performance while attending the basic. The specific areas evaluated are the student's academic scores, proficiency in firearms, custody and control, and physical fitness. In addition, students are assessed in the following 6 areas of professional citizenship: leadership, effort, cooperation, initiative, attitude, and improvement. In alphabetical order, will the following officers please come forward to receive your merit award in recognition of your nomination? From the Casper Police Department, Officer Sarah Price. From the Evansville Police Department, or correction, from the Evanston Police Department, Officer Bruce Taylor. And also from the Casper Police Department, Officer Alex Wahab. The Honor Graduate Award recognizes the one student in each basic class who exemplifies all the attributes of a professional peace officer and who performed exceptionally in all phases of training. In addition to receiving a plaque, and with intent to encourage the recipient beyond today's recognition, the Honor Graduate will receive a $500 scholarship for any advanced training offered here at WLEA. It is a long-standing tradition that the audience stand while the Honor Graduate is presented. Would you please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, the Honor Graduate Award for Peace Officer Basic 24C 167 goes to Alex Wahab from the Casper Police Department. Please be seated. At this time, we will award graduation certificates.
All of the staff here at WLAA congratulate you, Peace Officer Basic 24C 167, for completing your basic training. We started this journey just a few months ago, and today we've arrived. On behalf of the class and Academy staff, we'd like to thank the many Wyoming law enforcement agencies and associations across the state who partner with us to provide the best possible training so that these new officers have what they need to do their jobs competently, reasonably, and safely. The Wyoming Association of Sheriffs and Chiefs of Police, the Wyoming Peace Officers Association, the Wyoming Law Enforcement Chaplains Association, and the Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission are a few of the many who regularly devote expertise, financial assistance, and manpower to assist us in accomplishing our mission, and we thank you. The Academy would also like to recognize the families of these men and women who themselves willingly sacrifice in many unseen ways so that their loved ones can protect their communities. These officers cannot do what they do without you. We know you've taken care of things at home these last several weeks so that your loved one could be here and study their craft. The Academy thanks you for your sacrifice, and we appreciate you. Peace Officer Basic 24C 167, you have spent the last several months constantly engaged in activities that forced you to learn, apply, and adapt the basic information, principles, and tactics of a law enforcement professional and achieve functional outcomes. At the same time, we've immersed you in a culture that demands initiative, resolve, accountability, creativity, and integrity, which is the same environment you're now returning to work in. You are here today because you have demonstrated a basic level of functionality in the 5 core competencies we measure, which in and of itself is an achievement to be celebrated. Our challenge to you now is that you continue learning, continue practicing, and continue striving to become a masterful police officer. This is the expectation of both your agency and your community. Director Bain, I recommend the awarding of certificates of successful completion for the Wyoming Post-approved 605-hour Peace Officer Basic Course 24C 167. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready, feel free to come down, take pictures. We have all day. From the Cody Police Department, Officer Keegan Brown. From the Johnson County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Caleb Campbell. We are fortunate to have several special presenters with us today. These people are the family members of a graduate who themselves are currently serving or have served in law enforcement. Our first special presenter served with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Here to present his daughter's certificate, please help me welcome retired officer David Stockton. And from the Evansville Police Department, Officer Zoe Coleman. From the Laramie Police Department, Officer Jackson Crabtree. From the Weston County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Jared Engel. From the Gillette Police Department, Officer Kimberly Hockman. From the Sweetwater County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Nathaniel Hall. From the Buffalo Police Department, Officer Austin Knapp. Our next special presenter served with the District of Columbia Metropolitan Police Department for 26 years. Here to present his son's certificate, please help me welcome retired Detective Dan Lewis. And from the Casper Police Department, Officer Colton Lewis. From the Sublette County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Nathan Maston. From the Mills Police Department, Officer Trevor Neal. From the Casper Police Department, Officer Cheyenne Padilla. From the Sheridan Police Department, Officer Stephen Piker. Our next special presenter has served with the Casper Police Department for 9 years. Here to present his wife's certificate, please help me welcome Officer Justin Price. Also from the Casper Police Department, Officer Sarah Price. Our next special presenter served with the Wyoming Highway Patrol for 19 years. Here to present his son's certificate, please help me welcome retired Captain Stephen Sanders. And from the Goshen County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Landon Sanders. From the Laramie County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Aaron Scott. Our next special presenter served with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department for 32 years, retiring from the Homicide Bureau in 2002. Here to present his grandson's certificate, please help me welcome retired Detective Sergeant Ronaldo Rodriguez. And from the Laramie County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Andrew Seeley. Our final special presenter has served for 8 years and is currently serving with the Platte County Sheriff's Office. Here to present his son's certificate, please help me welcome Corporal David Smith. And from the Platte County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Xavier Smith. From the Albany County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Chase Strickland. From the Evanston Police Department, Officer Bruce Taylor. From the Casper Police Department, Officer Alex Wahab. From the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Ryan Wilhelm. And from the Cheyenne Police Department, Officer Travis Wright.
Students these past 12 weeks have required a considerable investment in time, energy, and money to prepare you to serve your communities as law enforcement officers. We have provided you with knowledge, law, terms, and tactics, tested you each week. We sprayed you, we tossed you, we ran you, and made even some of you drive beyond your comfort level and ours. We placed you in multiple scenarios that required you to demonstrate your ability to search buildings, to make traffic stops, respond to domestic violence calls. You encountered non-compliant and deadly suspects, investigated crimes, handled people in crisis. All the while, we required you to maintain your composure and professional demeanor. Despite all of this exposure, the reality is the real work and training begins when you walk out of these academy doors. The public you serve will be far more critical of your job performance than any of our instructors ever were. The Academy works in partnership with agencies. Likely your next phase of training begins with your field training officers who would build upon your knowledge and skills to apply them in real-life situations. As you encounter those situations, it is important to always act with honor and integrity. Remember that law enforcement is always under the watchful eye of the public. When one officer chooses a path of adverse actions or behaviors, that choice often affects all of us. That poor choice may very well tarnish the badge that many have worked so hard to uphold. So as a public affirmation of your commitment to uphold the high standards required of our law enforcement profession, I'm going to ask you, in front of your families, colleagues, administrators, and guests, to submit to the law enforcement oath of honor. I would also like to invite all the sworn law enforcement officers present here today to voluntarily participate together, Wyoming's veteran officers and our state's newest officers, to profess their commitment to perform their jobs ethically, honorably, and with integrity. Veteran officers in the room today, if you wish to reaffirm your oath, I would ask you to please stand. Class, please stand. Everyone, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, nor the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our own actions. I will always uphold the Constitution and the community I serve. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to welcome the newest class, Peace Officer Basic 24C 167. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our formal ceremony. We do have refreshments. Actually, we have a whole meal that's available from our food service that you're welcome to attend down in our dining hall. Most of our facility is open for a tour. We do have one of the floors of dormitories that's under renovation, so that is closed. But please take your time visiting with us today. Thank you for coming. Godspeed. Good day.